Hello, everybody. I'm Jackie K. Cooper here with,
Amber Howell.
and this is Tell All Tuesday.
Right.
And right before we started this, we were talking about the Grammys.
We were.
You watched some of it.
I did. So what I did was I've been watching Pretty Little Liars recently.
Yes,
So
yes.
I put Pretty Little Liars on my computer and I was watching that intently.
Wait a minute. You had Grammys on the TV screen.
Yes.
Pretty Little Liars on the computer.
Yes.
And you could keep up.
Well, I paid attention to the Grammys when somebody that I liked was singing or when an award that I was interested
Who
in.
performed that you liked?
Well, of course, I liked Billie. I love her voice.
I love her voice, but it just...
You weren't a fan of her outfit choice.
And the song they sang didn't particularly appeal to me. Why did you sing a song?
Birds of a Feather?
Yeah.
That was like her most popular song off of her most recent album. I don't know if you heard her most recent album.
Not much.
Birds of a Feather and Wildflower were two popular songs from that.
Okay, and then the big thing of the night was that Beyonce got Album of the Year for Cowboy Carter.
Yes.
Which was a country music song.
Right.
And this was her 33rd Grammy.
Yeah, she's very decorated.
She is very decorated. Did she beat out Taylor Swift, or did Taylor Swift have an album in contention?
She beat out Taylor. Taylor was in
Taylor presented it to her, didn't she?
No. Taylor presented Best Country Album.
Okay, which
she also won.
She also won.
Mm-hmm.
But then the Album of the Year
went to Beyonce.
And Taylor Swift had an album in contention for Album of the Year.
Yes.
Because if she had gotten it, she would be the first person to get it 4 years in a row or something.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But she did not win.
Was that a surprise?
I think it was a surprise because I think most people thought Billie was going to win. She had a great album. And I just want to share what the internet has been saying. I do not have an opinion on this, but the internet has been saying that the reason that Beyonce won this year was because Jay-Z said something on stage last year about how she's the most decorated Grammy artist, but has never won Album of the Year or something like that. Something along those lines. That's not word for word, but something like that. And then the next year she wins it. So all
I could do was have flashbacks to when Taylor won Album of the Year, and was it Kanye who came up and said, "You don't deserve this, it should be Beyonce"?
Yes, but that was not the Grammys. That was the VMAs.
Oh, how could I confuse
How
those?
could you forget those? I also wanted to say that the other performance that I liked from the Grammys was Sabrina Carpenter and Chapel Roan. Have you ever heard of them?
I've heard of both of them.
I really enjoyed their performance.
And again, Taylor Swift is real close to Sabrina, I know.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And is she close with Chapel Roan?
I haven't seen them together. But Sabrina and Chapel are close. Sabrina, Chapel, and Billie.
Oh, all three.
Are the Three Musketeers, yeah.
Okay.
So anyways, that was my thoughts on the Grammys. But the internet has been saying that was the best Grammys in a long time.
It was the lowest rated.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
I don't know. Don't look at me.
The internet said it was great.
Yeah, but I read that it was the lowest rated
What does that mean?
Grammy show. It means that where they say, okay, the number one show that night, or the number one, it was such and such. Viewership, yes.
Okay.
It was lowest rated in viewership for the past several years.
Did you see a number?
But there wasn't any, now for me, you maybe yes, but for me, there was no outstanding thing that I wanted to see. Like,
sure.
If Taylor had gotten it for her album, it would have been, okay, she's gotten it for the last so many years.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't really expect the country music album from Beyonce to get Album of the Year. It just didn't.
A lot of people thought the same.
And that's not anything against her. And
no.
Have you heard any songs from Cowboy Carter?
I've heard one song, and it's Texas Hold'em.
Yeah.
And I don't know that was... I don't know. That's the only song I've heard from the album. So, I can't have an opinion, I don't think.
But, I don't know. I just didn't see... Did any country music people perform?
Lainey Wilson performed.
Oh,
Brad
did?
Paisley was part of the group that opened the Grammys.
Oh, really?
Yes. And then Cynthia Erivo performed. Yeah.
Oh, I would like to see that. Did she perform a song from Wicked or just a regular
I
song?
think it was a regular song. I wasn't listening to her.
Pretty Little Liars.
I was listening to Pretty Little Liars at the time, but I saw her on the TV. But yeah, I enjoyed the Grammys this year. You said that nothing appealed to you for this year. I think that they could probably do a better job of incorporating multi-generational artists. I think that's where they lose a lot of their audience is when they don't,
How did the host do?
He did fine. I think he did it last year. I mean, fine. They were asking for a lot of money for the fires.
And that was a great thing. It was raising money for the fire.
Yeah.
People harmed by the fire. That's a good thing.
Yeah. Anyway, I know that you want to talk about a movie that you saw.
But not yet. I want to talk to you that, again, my documentarian is coming down on the 17th.
That's right.
This sounds so stupid on my part. But when we first started talking about the documentary, my wife and I were talking about it. And she said, that's your thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's your thing. And
like she didn't want to be a part.
Yes.
In it. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And I don't know why that didn't register with me.
Uh-huh.
And then I'm going over in my mind who all was interviewed, and it dawned on me that Terry never got interviewed.
Your wife.
And I went to her and I said, you've never been interviewed. How can it be my story and you not be in it?
Uh-huh.
And she said, that's your thing. That's your thing.
That's Terry.
But
she
has come around. She's come around. So when Langston comes,
she's going to say a few words.
I'm not going to be in the room. I told her, I said, I'm not going to be there. I'm not going to make you nervous. But she's going to be part of it.
Yay.
Wait, can you imagine having somebody do something on you and, my husband Cody's not he said this is my thing.
Yeah, I'm glad she's doing it.
I am too.
Yeah.
Because I thought it wouldn't be complete.
I thought you were going to say that she surprised you and went behind your back and did it. That would have been funny.
That would have been that would have been crazy.
She was in your birthday video I made for you.
Yes, she was.
Mm-hmm. Which was this September will be 4 years ago.
Is that really true? I watched it the other day and I loved it. Had the best time with it.
Jackie, that's so funny. Jackie,
I go back and watch these things. I do. I go back and watch. I mean, on YouTube, God bless them, you can watch Jackie Cooper from dawn to dusk.
You feed the YouTube community with your content. That is
I'm serious. Sure. There are so many. I know there's like 1,000 or something. You can
never run out of Jackie Cooper videos.
Hello,
You're everywhere. You're everywhere, Jackie.
Hello.
You have 1 million videos on YouTube, and you also have 1 million videos on social media.
Yes.
You're everywhere.
Yes.
Can't get enough of you.
Yeah. I can watch my whole life as I age.
I about can now.
I know.
I've got 4 years of me.
Have you gone back and looked at your early?
A few.
Yep.
A few.
Do you feel like you've changed?
Yes. Do you feel like I've changed?
You're more comfortable.
Yeah.
But you always had that spark.
Oh, thanks, Jackie.
Shucks.
You shouldn't have.
Shucks. All right, before we run out of time, I tried last week to convince you that you should go to the movies last Saturday night to see a movie titled Midnight.
Which was the special screening.
Special screening is a movie made locally.
Mm-hmm. And
my friend Jacob Takas helped write the screenplay, and he also helped produce it. And so that was how I knew about it. And I told you about it, and you're like, oh yeah, think about going.
And I did think about it.
And what happened?
We went to get our tickets and it was sold out.
Can you believe that?
A locally made film.
Yes.
Sold out. That is amazing.
Which means, and it was at a theater that to me held 250 to 300 people.
Yeah.
And
that's great.
It was so much fun because a lot of the actors who were in the movie were in the audience.
Yeah.
That was fun.
That's fun.
I never had that experience before. I've never been to a premiere where the stars were there.
Yeah.
And
you've been to a lot of premieres.
I've been to some, but not that where the cast was as prominent
Right.
as this one was, because we had seen the movie and we were sitting there waiting for the crowd to get down, and they'd walk by and I think, that was so-and-so in the movie. That was so-and-so in the movie.
And we were talking before we started filming today about how I'm sad that I didn't get a ticket, so I'm hoping that they'll show it again and I'll get to go.
And I'm Jacob Takas, who is my friend, who was the one who got me interested in this movie, and he's the one that had a lot to do with it. I'm doing an interview with him this Thursday, which will be on not next week, but the week after. And so we'll get a personal view. They said the budget on it was $25,000, which is nothing.
Yeah.
And it looked like it cost a lot more.
Multi-million-dollar film.
It did. And your so-called cousin.
Cousin, kind of. Cousin in parentheses, kind of.
Kind of cousin. But she married, they by marriage they're related, not
kind of.
Kind of. But Levi Shelton, he was the star.
Yeah.
And I've known Levi's family all
Forever.
their lives. I know his grandparents, etc. And I knew of Levi, I may have seen Levi, but I had no idea he was as talented as he is. He was great.
I want to see it so.
And then there was a guy from Americas named Clinton D. Walker. He played one of the mob bosses because it's about sex trafficking of young women. And he was such a good actor. He was a standout to me.
Was there a female lead too?
Oh, there was the Hannah Kemp. Is that her name?
And I am familiar with
and
her.
I kind of did some research on her. She's like got an acting family or talented family galore. I think she's got two brothers who are involved in the arts, and then people I've mentioned her name, and people say, "Oh yeah, she was in the musicals at such and such, and she's been doing this."
And I believe they're both involved with the theater, local theater downtown here.
Peer Players.
I think so. But yeah. But now I want to see it so bad.
But I don't mean this, Levi, if you're watching this, but I all my life I know Bristol and Thomas had their children. One of them was named Levi. Do you not spell Levi?
L-E-V-I?
No.
No?
L-E-V-Y.
Are you sure?
Look it up. I looked it up.
I'll have to do my research on that.
I'm serious.
I'll look it up.
I am serious. That's his Hollywood name.
Oh, that's his Hollywood name.
No, I don't know. It's on his Facebook page, but I just thought,
His Facebook name is L-E-V-Y?
Yes.
I need to look that up. Okay.
I'm serious. But he is so good in this movie, and he is the central character. It's about a young man whose sister is abducted. And Levi plays the young man who is certain. The whole movie is about him trying to find her and get her safe.
How long is the movie?
About 2 hours.
Wow.
Yeah.
Tell your friend that we need another screening.
I am.
So I can go.
And they need to advertise it because people say, I didn't know anything about it.
Yeah. I want to go. I'll be the first one to get my ticket.
You'll be right there.
Right there.
Yeah. But Midnight, Midknight. And that's the name of the crime ring. That's where it gets the title from.
Interesting.
But, they must have used drones because they've got great aerial shots.
Are you reviewing it this week on YouTube?
Yes, it will already be posted by the time this airs.
Oh, so what'd you score it?
6 out of 10.
That's a good score from Jackie K. Cooper.
Above average. Yes. I was impressed.
I love that.
Yeah. You got him, L-E-V-Y. But
and on that note.
gotta say one more thing. When I was watching it, I thought, I'm gonna think back on this and think that was when Levi got his big start.
His big break.
Because you
have to interview Levi.
Well, Levi, which has just gotten back from Canada, where he filmed I think an 8-part streaming movie on John Wayne Gacy, a serial killer, and Levi plays one of the victims, I think. That's what I got from his mother and grandmother. So he's already got something else lined up.
He's booked up.
He's booked up.
Booked and busy.
And I can imagine him showing this, people seeing this and thinking, oh, he'd fit into such and such role. There was none of this, Amber. Really, I have seen first productions, local productions, where it's like, oh, let's turn on the lights.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
and this was not that.
This was not that. This was like, you believe they were those characters.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a big thing.
Yeah.
So anyway,
that's some high
stay
praise
tuned
right
to for my interview with Jacob Tikas and talking about it, and hopefully we can let y'all know where you can see it, because he said we're trying to have another screening locally, and then we're trying to get it in a streaming service where people can go and watch it and whatever. Isn't that exciting?
That's so exciting. I hope they can have another showing.
I do too.
Yeah.
And I hope you can go.
Me too.
All right. All right. So we'll keep you informed on all that and much more as the days go by. But this has been Jackie K. Cooper here with
Amber Howell.
And this has been Tell All Tuesday.